history of Oceanview. Oceanview was developed along with a lot of other subdivisions on the Big Island in the 50s and 60s, speculative subdivisions that were sold to the American family on the mainland who finally had additional disposable income to invest in real estate. And there was such a large subdivision put in. There were almost 11,000 lots, no roadways and no electricity, no water, no sewer. It was literally just a paper subdivision that was being sold. So you had decades and decades and decades of the largest subdivision in the US that just had no infrastructure. And those lots were resold. And then in the 80s, they finally had a road association put in that started developing and paving all the roadways. Over 200 miles of roadway in one subdivision had to be paved. In addition to that, a lot of the HELCO electricity grid started being put in through an SSPP program that helped cover a lot of the costs of the infrastructure or split it with the lot owners that were developing. Over time, from the 1950s or 60s, very slowly and gradually, you had this subdivision that was eventually built up little by little. Now it has a store and a post office and a little town center, and it's about 25% built up with improved lots that have houses on them. We have a decent amount of our population that lives down there now, a large part of our workforce for West Hawaii. And today, I think the people of Oceanview, they're really known for never asking for any services from like the county or the state. Very independent. I think over time they have gotten a water source, a water spigot, and things like that. Now there's a fire department that was largely put in by the community itself, I think, built. And I feel like more police and fire in general down there now. But it's been a long road for developing it just because of its mere size and all of the services that are necessary. I feel like that was like a lot of verbal diarrhea. I think the current appeal of Oceanview is definitely the price point. The median price in Kona is now at $1 million. Waikoloa is not much better. Waikoloa Village, for the longest time, that's where everyone lived that worked on the Gold Coast in hospitality. But now most people are priced out of even Waikoloa Village or Waimea or anywhere up north. So the price points that you see in Oceanview, in Ka'u still are definitely the selling points. There are positive attributes to living down there. One is that you have this massive subdivision that's only 25% built up. So if you do live out there, you're going to be on an acre lot, and chances are you're going to have, quite a bit of space around you on that lot. You're not going to have just houses stacked on top of one another. The people that live down south, it's a rural community, so it's a really close, tight-knit community. And I think there's a lot of draw to that as well. Like my husband that grew up down south, that as we get older, we kind of want to be further south. It's not everyone moving down there for the price point. Like the buyers that we did the final walkthrough today, they're from Pahala and really want to retire in Ka'u and go back to the area that they grew up in. And I think there's a large agricultural sector in South Kona and Ka'u. And I think when you grow up in an agricultural community or a rural area, that just feels really comfortable for you. It's familiar. And again, it's more of where you find that tight-knit community, more of a small town vibe.